Hey everyone, Ray here with Rinksworks. Chevy Colorado came back to me again. Apparently a nice officer stopped the folks that own this and let them know that they had a brake light out. So we're going to take a look at that and we'll get it all fixed. So if you want to see how I'm going to do it, stay tuned and we'll get started right now. First thing I'm going to do is turn all the lights on and run through the indicators and everything, and I'll have to go back and look at the camera to see what's actually working because I won't be able to see it, and we'll do the brakes and everything. So let's take a look here. Okay, so that's lights on, so there should be tail lights, and now I'm gonna hit the brakes. So the brake lights should be coming on, and I'm gonna go ahead and fire this up. And we might as well try the reversing lights too since we're here. So now I'm putting it in reverse and hopefully the reverse lights came on. Okay. Left indicator and right indicator. Okay. Now I'll go back and look at the footage and see what lights are not working. Okay, so we determined that this brake light is not working. So that it's the top two that are the brake lights here. The top one's not working. And I noticed the center brake lights, one of them was working. There's two bulbs in there. So one of those worked, one of them didn't. And the reversing lights worked and the tail lights worked. So looks like we need to change this bulb and then pull that apart and see what's going on up there and probably change those bulbs too. So I also, off camera, I did check the license plate lights. Both do work. So let's change what we need to change. Okay, so here's the tail light assembly here. The way to get this off is there's a screw here and there's also one inside here. So pull this bottom one off first and just set it aside. And then take the top one and pull it, but you can leave it in there. It's going to be a little difficult to grab it. So we're just going to leave it inside there. You see this whole thing loosen up. And now it just pulls out like that. This is our bulb in question. So we're going to just spin that counterclockwise a quarter turn. And there's our bulb. And we're just going to pull it out. Just like that. And it is a 3057. So I'll put links to all the bulbs and everything too, so that you can order them ahead of time if you want. Okay, so here's our bulb. You see it's 3057, and it says it on the bulb. And the camera probably won't be able to see this, but it says right on top here, 3057. Auto parts store will also be able to tell you what bulb you need. You just tell them what car you got. So I'm going to look, make sure there's no corrosion or dirt down in here, and it's pretty clean. So all we got to do is, and it doesn't matter the orientation, you're just going to put that back in, and you'll kind of hear it click. Set it back in here, line this up, and then quarter turn back, and you'll hear it click again. Now I'm going to show you on the side here. There's a little, sorry about that. You see there's a little tab here and a tab down here on the bottom, and they go in that hole and I think that top hole there. So you just line those up and set it back in there just like that. Then we can tighten the screws again. We're going to just hold this in place. We left this screw in here, so we can just tighten it back up if it aligns correctly. And then put our bottom screw back in, and that's all there is for this part. Okay, so this one, there's two bulbs for the brake lights here and here, and there's two clear bulbs. I think those are, you can turn these lights on from the cabin to shine light back here. But there's two screws to take this off. We'll probably just replace all four bulbs in there just to be on the safe side. They're fairly inexpensive. So I'm going to pull these two screws off. Try not to lose them. Okay, they're a little long. Yeah, okay. And then this thing should just pop out like so. And then each one of these has that same quarter turn. You can pull them out, and you can see you can't really put these back in the wrong spot. So I'm just going to pull all of them out, and you can see the bulbs are burnt. Okay, so one bulb fell out. I think that was the one that was working too. There it is. And these bulbs just pull out of these sockets here. They just pull out like that. So what I'm going to do is probably clean these up a little bit. I'll show you how I'm going to do that, and then we'll just replace all 4 bulbs. Okay, I'm just going to clean the insides of those sockets. I just got some electronic spray here. I've had this for a long time. I don't even know if this stuff's exactly still available, but you can find any kind of electronics type cleaner, auto parts stores, whatever. You could also just use like alcohol, not the drinking kind, you know, the isopropyl kind. And I'm just going to spray in here and sort of clean them out, and then just let them dry. And it doesn't take long. This stuff dries super fast. So after doing some investigating, I found that the brake lights up here can take either 912s or 921s. I have both. The 912s are 12.8 watt, and the 921s are 17.9 watt. I'm going to put the lower wattage ones, the 912s, into the 2 centers, which is the brake light positions, because they're lower wattage, and you can spend a lot of time standing on your brakes. And since these are plastic, they will start to get hot if you're standing on your brakes too much. So I'm going to put the lower wattage ones in the brake lights. I'm going to put the higher wattage ones into the 2 outers where your lights are for the bed, because they're not going to be on very often, and when you want them on, you want them brighter. So we'll put the 17.9 watt in the ends. Okay, so here's the 2 912s. We're going to put them in the brake light spots. And here's the 921s. We'll put them in the bed light spots. Okay, now we can just put this all back together. And you're just gonna set them in, quarter turn, like so, and then tuck all your wiring back up in there. Put in the 2 screws. Okay, all we have left is to try it out. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and start the truck, and we'll turn on the headlights. So the tail lights should be on now. We'll try our left indicator again, and now we'll try our right indicator again, and now we'll try our brake lights. And hopefully all the brake lights are lighting up. So I hope this helped you out. If it did, give the video a like, please. If you want to see more stuff like this, you can subscribe. But other than that, I think we're done. I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care.